Hello. Oh, it was recording and I didn't know. That's hilarious. Right. It is Thursday, the 16th of November. Now, every time I try and give a date, I always get it wrong. I just don't know why. But I'm absolutely confident it's Thursday, the 16th of November today. And it's 12:39, lunchtime. Right. It's been a million years, or so it seems, since I have made a video for you. And sometimes life just gets in the way, and you just think, I'll do it, and time just doesn't wait for you, does it? Or as my father would say, time waits for no man. So, I've got quite a bit to talk about today. I'll try not to bore the ass off you. And you see, I say things like that, and I don't mind. You've got to keep it real. So, the first thing is, a couple of weeks ago, and it was quite funny, really. I'd booked a party, and a party of ladies, and I'd written her address down in my diary, so obviously I was going to them. Um, and I have this thing that I cannot be late. I want to be 10 or 15 minutes early, to be fair with you. I'd rather sit in the car and wait than ever be late for a meeting, an appointment, or whatever. So, because this party was only down the road, literally 4 minutes away, um, I thought, well, 4 minutes. So I stopped and watched the end of the news at tea time. And anyway, set the dogs up because I'm going out. I'm on my front doorstep, and two women park a car and they start walking towards me. And so I stop and I think, oh God, why are they walking at my drive to start with? And they're like, Helena. I'm like, yeah. And they said, we've got a party here with so and so. And I'm thinking, oh dear God, I've double booked. And I don't even know I've done it. What am I supposed to do? Anyway, as it was, I hadn't. It was a miscommunication. They were coming here, I was going there. The point being here that if I'd have left with that 10-minute gap that I normally like, they'd have been at my house waiting for me. I'd have been at their house waiting for them. What would we have done? But still, do you know what? It was possibly one of the best nights, because I do think sometimes when you have a moment like that, it almost felt impromptu, although clearly it wasn't. But anyway, what a wonderful night. So there's my little jokey bit. No doubt I'll find loads more as I go along, because I do just rabbit on as though you're all in front of me, literally. And I have no thought of what I'm going to say. When I do these videos, I sort of think, I want to sort of talk about this, and I'll get there eventually while I'm chatting away. Now, don't forget, dogs in the house, and I've got somebody coming to collect a parcel. So you can bet your life it's all going to go off while I'm talking to you. In that case, I'll just have to pause you and then come back. Or I could just leave you running, really, and I'll give you a different look instead of my usual lamp and coat up the corner look. We're sort of onto the garden, my gorgeous aloe vera plant that someone described as really ugly. And I thought, must be in your head then, because it's beautiful to me. All nature is beautiful to me. But anyway, so listen, what I do want to touch on today is bullying in all its forms. Now, in October the 2nd, I think it is National Bullying Day. Now, the reason I am going to talk about this is it's happened to me. It's happened to me a few times, to be fair with you. When I was younger, I was in an abusive relationship, mentally and physically abusive, that the parents of the man knew full well and did bugger all about. And eventually, I got away. But as awful as it is, if you've got that strength inside you, it will teach you something. And what it taught me was, never bully me. I won't stand for it. That simple. That simple. And I would like to try and instill this into you people out there, if you're having any kind of a problem like this. Because what bullies look for, children bullies, teenage bullies, young adult bullies, adult bullies, what they count on is that they can verbally abuse you to your face or otherwise, and they think it's sufficient to put that much fear in you that you'll back down and shut up. Well, clearly, that's not me, is it? For those that know me especially, it is definitely not me. And my advice to you when you meet people like this, cut them off completely. Block them left, right, and centre, and just don't waste your time with them. There's a certain selection of bullies that need drama. Okay, their whole life is based on drama. Now, these aren't so much the children. Children, it's attention. But adults, it's drama. They've got nothing else in their life. Or they're just arrogant pigs. Take your pick. Male and female. But they've got nothing. So what they need is high drama in their life so they can sit chuntering together, bitching about somebody that's probably done absolutely nothing, which is usually the case. And this sustains their relationship. So here is my advice. Do not ever bow down, kowtow to bullies, ever. Personally, my favourite is to tell everybody. Tell as many people that will listen around your area, your street particularly, what is happening. Because, should it get out of hand, especially when you don't rise to a bully, sometimes it makes them worse. We've got all this theory, haven't we? Don't look at them, don't speak to them. If somebody's ripping into you, what are you going to do? Stand there and say nothing? Give them the satisfaction of that? They're waiting. They want you to say nothing. So, you can just say up yours and walk away. That is sufficient. But don't allow them to bully you. Do tell your neighbours, because then if they do hear some kind of fracas going off and they're anything like a decent neighbour, and I am blessed with wonderful neighbours, I might add, they will be on their toes and round to your property to find out what the heck's going on. Now, the reason I'm so hot on this bullying business is because it sickens me. Basically, there you go. It sickens me. The grown adults especially derive some kind of warped pleasure for their warped mind in bullying somebody. Especially, I have to say, as a woman on my own, when somebody bullies me, I have to say, yeah, if I've got some 6-foot dudes standing in my house, they wouldn't say bugger all. And that's usually the way. So just bear that in mind. If you're out there and you're being bullied and you're terrified, for God's sake, tell somebody. And the other reason I'm talking about being bullied is because as a clairsentient, when I read for people and I'm reading for someone who has a daughter or a son or a brother that has committed suicide because of bullies. Oh, sticks in my craw, ladies and gentlemen. Sticks with me. Waste of life. Completely waste of a beautiful life. All because some asshole has to be a bully. Said it now. Don't care. Now, I had a girl come to me a couple of weeks ago and presented me with a beautiful looking man to read for, because as you all know, a photographic reader is a direct line for me. And I went through it all, how this lad passed, and it was horrendous. You have to understand, as a clairsentient, I feel, okay? I feel what they passed with. I feel how they passed. I feel how they feel. I feel everything, and then I translate this into words. And this boy was attacked. And then, kind of to my horror today, and that's what's brought me here, doing this video. I'm checking out the papers this morning, and there he is. There's this boy. They got killed Uh, and to me, it's all about bullying, 2-on-1. Um, you know, and there is 3 families destroyed. 3 families destroyed. The boy that got killed, murdered. I mean, there's no other way to say it. That's bullying right out of hand. His family. I can't even begin to think. I can remember uh, doing the reading because it was a while back. I can remember it. I can remember the pain that he was feeling on behalf of his family and his loved ones. Um, and then you've got the perpetrators that did it. I mean, what must their parents think when they have to say, God Almighty, my son's a murderer? Surely to heaven, that's not the way they brought them up. Surely. It almost renders me silent. So enjoy this moment because it never happens very often. But this is the level that people go to when they start losing it, when they're bullying, and they want more and more. They're going to show you, honestly, should I have an opinion? Should I? Yes, I'm human. It disgusts me, and that's why bullies I find so disgusting as human beings. That their arrogance allows them to think that they have the right to throw their weight about. Especially men that do it to women. You're real big. They're real big. And let me not forget women that do it to men. Because the shoe fits on both feet. I need a drink. I'm so annoyed. My little throat. So, ginger beer. I'm addicted to ginger beer, people. And it's the non-alcoholic type. So bullying, look, we try and raise children. Thank God I didn't have any, and I say that. I had lots of nieces and nephews that it was enough for me, believe me. We raise our children, hopefully, not to be bullies. Where does it stem from? Do they pick it up from school? Is it something they have from home? Why does it continue? Why do they feel the need? I mean, there's got to be a deficit. In children, I can kind of understand little children, teenage children. What are these? What are these teenagers? What is the right word? What are these teenagers that video someone, a girl, beating the crap out of another girl? It's never 1-to-1 either, is it? It's always the big bully, 2, 3, 1-to-1. What is that? What is that? And with all that photographic evidence, why aren't these girls dragged through the courts? I don't care if they're 12, 13, 14. If you're big enough to do that, you're big enough to take the consequences. Seriously, this world is going downhill at a rapid pace. That's all I can think. So, what can I do to lighten the moment? I'm only saying what everybody else thinks, and I'm a star turn for doing that. And I will always be the person that says what everybody else thinks, because that is my God-given right. Thank heaven we're in a country where we still, at the moment, have free speech. That's really necessary. And thank heaven we're in a country where the majority have some kind of compassion and the minority have a lot of compassion. Because without that, you can't really live, can you? If you can just, go out and kill a dog for no reason whatsoever, what's wrong with you? Why do you need to see that violence? What is it missing in your life that you need the violence, the fighters, people carrying guns, murderers, bullies, knives? What is wrong with you all? What is wrong with you all? Do you know, somebody's got to have the answer, surely. Oh, what about that boy? I mean, local to me. I'm in Kings Winford in the West Midlands in the UK. To all my beautiful out-of-country people that email me, thank you very much, and follow me. I loved it. I had somebody on YouTube email me, please follow me on Instagram. We love you. And oh my God, I'm nearly famous. Hilarious. But thank you, you YouTubers, for sending me emails. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that contacts me. I really do, because I do this to bring peace to people that come for readings, to prove we go to white light spirit when we pass over, and the amount of comfort. And I'm glad I can say that, because I'm told that. I had a couple of ladies, well, it was a mother and daughter came last night, and on recommendation, and they told me that the person that recommended them had said, I've never felt so much peace. And I tell you, that makes my heart sing, because if I can do that for people, then I am doing the very right thing with my life. So local to me, a couple of months back now, boxing match, I think it was, down south of Wolverhampton. Oh, I don't know. It's only got stabbed. What is wrong? How can a fight break out at a boxing match, for heaven's sakes, and somebody gets stabbed? Outrageous, outrageous. And until somebody starts dishing out a little bit more penance, this is going to carry on. So now, look, I've had my moment. I had to get it out, seriously. I really worry for people that get bullied. I worry. I've seen people break down in tears over it. They don't know what to do themselves. And I'll tell you something else as well that spurred me on to do this video. I flicked the television on for brunch, and this morning he's doing a piece, Nightmare Neighbours. I mean, good God, when that happens and it's your neighbour, can you just imagine? Can't get away from them. Lunatics. So they did a whole piece, and I thought, oh, that's it. I've got to do this video. I've obviously waited too long to do this video because I've got so much to cover. So that was the other reason that I wanted to touch on it. I've read for a lot of people where they brought somebody a photograph where somebody has committed suicide, and it's really hard. It's hard when, and trust me, 90% don't leave a letter or a note, but some do. But nonetheless, for me, because I feel everything from the person passed over, the sense of loneliness or devastation or nowhere to turn, even though there is somewhere for them to turn, they don't feel it. That emptiness before they do whatever it is they're going to do is horrendous. And if only we could spot it and reach out to people like that's going to commit suicide, maybe we could save them, and maybe we can't. But anyway, listen, let me lighten it before I start crying. Right, now, on a lighter note, I'm going to say the C word, not the one you think. Christmas. It is just less than 6 weeks to Christmas now. Where's the year gone, though? Do you all think it's gone really quick? I think it's just flown by. I don't know if it's because this year I've been truly well. In 2011, I became really ill. I actually thought I was going to die at one point, and so did everybody else. And then I got better for a bit in 2012, and then got really sick again. Same thing. All to do with stomach operations, yada yada. And when the surgeon said to me, "You'll be right in 12 weeks. 12 weeks, you'll be up and running." It actually took 5 years. But you know, que sera. So now, this year, I've said this is the first year I felt truly well, and I've done loads. I love doing my garden. My poor garden hadn't seen me for 5 years. You know, it was awful. Excuse me. Ginger beer, excuse me. But now I've made up for it this year, and I've thoroughly enjoyed doing my garden, and I love it. And every morning, it doesn't matter, only if it's raining. I won't do it if it's raining. But do you know, I got this. What's it called? It's thermal. Thermal's the word I'm looking for. I got this fantastic thermal dressing gown. It's way too hot. I can't wear it in the house. I had to buy a second dressing gown. I had to buy a second dressing gown, Très Ordinaire fabric, to wear in the house because my thermal one, it is like a furnace. It's amazing. So I put that on and I make a coffee. This is first thing in the morning. And I go outside and I up my garden steps now because I always used to sit on the yard in the summer. But up my garden steps, I've done a tiny patio, and I go and sit there wrapped up in the groovy thermal dressing gown. And the sun is always just coming round. It's beautiful. And I sit there and have a coffee. And I'm quite sure some of my neighbours must think I'm a bit of a nutter because it's really cold, you know, there's breath coming out you. But it's delightful. I love sitting out there. My dogs come out. Hi, Time. My little dog's here now. My dogs come outside. Tilly, my chihuahua, lasts about 2 minutes and she flies back in. She's not stopping out in that cold. But Tiny, my remaining street dog, who's just amazing, she loves it and she stays out there with me. I sit out there for half an hour, and I've got birdie feeders, and I like to see the birdie feeders come. That's beautiful. And the resident robin. We love a resident robin. Now, going back to it's 6 weeks to Christmas. I am booking for, see my eyes go over there because I put a note on this time so that I don't give you the wrong date. Every time I go back over the video, I'm like, oh, blimey, that I've given the right number and I've given the wrong date or day, should I say. So listen, eyes over there. December the 6th is a Wednesday. Wednesday, December the 6th is when I'm booking for now. Appointments for now. Now I have one availability for a party on a Saturday evening, and that's because I've moved somewhere. So Saturday, the 16th of December, is going to be the last party of the year on a Saturday. If anybody's out there and you want to book a party, Kings Winford Dudley area, I'm in DY6 for those of you in West Midlands in the UK, or you can come to me with your party. And the last party I had, he was great. I don't get to drink or anything, but the girls did in the lounge. I'm doing the readings here, and I can hear the bottles clunk, 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 pulls on the tins, what have you. They had a lovely time. So you can do that quite willingly in my lounge. So 5 weeks to Christmas, I've just said that, and booking for now, Wednesday, December the 6th. Now, on December the something, 2nd, 4th, hang on, I'm going to have to look now. I'm going to have to look because I want to tell you about the Conservative Club in Kings Winford. Those are local. It's Sunday the 3rd. Sunday the 3rd of December. The Conservative Club in Kings Winford are having like a tabletop Christmas fair. So there's going to be lots of stalls there, and I'm going to be there. And I'm doing 15-minute photographic readings. If you want to come along, I'm charging £10 for 15 minutes. Bring a photograph of a past loved one. And I'll tell you, I had a run of ladies that bought those photographs you have when you're pregnant, scan photographs. Incredible. Even I sort of question myself, you know, good Lord, I don't know how I read that, but I read it. Your photographs can be on your phones, okay? People, which was quite nice, bring the service for people's funerals sometimes. You can bring paper photographs, you know, as long as I can see the person's face that you are referring to, that you want validation from, is fine. So, photographic reading, December the 3rd, at Kings Winford Conservative Club. Again, that's the DY6 area, I think, as well, 10 mile away. I'm also, no, I was going to tell you, but I can't remember the name of the pub. So I'm not going to tell you. Um, no, it's gone. I'll just have to say it in another video, another day. So listen, people, that's 25 minutes I've sat here yakking. I hope it's been informative. I hope it's been interesting. I hope I've amused you. Um, I'm not sorry that I banged on about bullying, and I will never be sorry about banging on about bullying because it is swept under the carpet far too often. Um, and oh, don't worry, it'll stop, it'll go away. That doesn't help somebody that's wearing it. So please, neighbours, be vigilant of your other neighbours. Be vigilant of children and teenagers and how they are reacting. And if you see, do you know what gets me? Is how people have the capacity to walk past. Don't get involved, don't get involved, don't get involved in that. And yeah, somebody could get killed because nobody wants to get involved. Now, the thing is, when something happens in your street and then somebody wants you to give a statement, that's a horse for different colour, isn't it? Will you help me out and give a statement? And you've still got the ones that will go, no, I don't want to get involved. Now, me, call me stupid if you want to. I'll go, yeah, I did see what happened. Yeah, I'll give a statement. You'd all be thinking I live in a really crap area or something. It's not true. It's just, some people migrate into your street, don't they? And you can't be held responsible for what they do. And it's a shame that they migrate, but every street's got one. Let's not forget that. Anyway, listen, lovelies, 27 minutes and 10 seconds. December the 6th, Wednesday, December the 6th is when I am booking for new appointments. Please come to my page. Please like my page. Find my page. Look at the other videos. They're pretty informative. And hopefully you might have a giggle at the same time. Sometimes I do touch a nerve. And if I have said anything today that resonates with you, good. That's what I'm here for. This is why I do this. A little bit more outspoken possibly than other psychic mediums because they, people like to not get involved. But I always will. It's in my nature. And I like protecting people. And I like peace and love and calm and happy. And those are the things that I strive for. I'm a very quiet person, believe it or not. I wouldn't say that I'm introverted by a long chalk. But when I'm in my castle, I'm not one that runs around the neighbours chatting. I'm not one to have loads of people in my house. I like to be alone. I love it. And that's because I'm content and I don't need any drama in my life. And if you're like that, that's because you're content and you don't need any drama in your life. And hey, it's great. It really is, isn't it? So, my lovely lovelies, I'm away. I'm off. It's 28 minutes and 50 seconds. I need another drink of ginger beer, but it's going to make me burp, so I'm not doing it while I'm talking to you. I will do another video before Christmas. I have to say to you that there is probably going to be an increase in prices in January. As I keep being told, for want of a better expression, my prices are very low. But do you know, I like that because I like to be accessible to everybody. Some people don't have a lot of money, and I would like them to have a reading if they want a reading. I don't want to be at that end of the market where everybody can't have the same. But again, that's just me, isn't it, old hippie chick? So I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. You watch now. I'll probably have a run of videos. Love and leave you, as I always say, and this is very relevant today. Be nice to each other. It costs nothing to be nice. Have a lovely day. Adios, amigos. I'll see you soon. Bye bye now. Oh, thanks for listening. Bye bye now.